we have with us Mr. Sanjay Jha, a seasoned professional in the HR domain. He has been the ex-CHRO and Senior VP Business Development and OEM Relations at Mahindra First Choice, an auto tech company in used vehicle ecosystem. Prior to this, he has worked in iron and steel, telecom, and automobile industries. Before joining the Mahindras in 2010, he has served with 4 of Tata companies as their corporate quality head. He comes with over 3 decades of work experience in the field of operations, PQM, TPM, HR, and sales in metallurgical, chemical, telecom, and automobile industries. He is also a certified Six Sigma Black Belt holder, certified ICF coach, and a certified FIRO-B user. He is being trained by Michigan Ross and MLU in the areas of general management and by McKinsey and XLRI in the areas of HR. He is also a writer and has articles published in People Matters and Economic Times. A marathoner who loves reading books and watching videos on latest technologies, HR, and history. Thank you, Mr. Sanjay Jha. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Pleasure.
Great. Now, Sanjay, 30 plus years, 33 years in the corporate segment. Yeah. How has the journey been for you so far?
Well, so let me tell you, when I look back, it's quite fulfilling, quite sort of, enjoying journey. I come from a relatively humble background. And, I sort of, evolved from a person who was shy, coy, who was introvert, and then got chance to come, in the contact of a very evolved person who helped me to know who I can become. And then I kind of kept evolving and reached this level today.
In fact, my very next question was, looking back, did you ever anticipate that this is where you will be in life, personally and professionally?
No. As a matter of fact, let me tell you that I'm a metallurgical engineer. Right. And I moved from metallurgical operations to total quality management and then to HR. And this transition did not happen in a very systematic way. So life kept happening as a pleasant surprise, I would say. I kept accepting. Okay, so I often say that my life has been like a meandering river. Okay, and God was kind enough. Okay, and I sort of, every time I learned, I evolved, I grew.
Absolutely. Well, I can definitely say it's been a wonderful journey for you. And talking about your tagline on LinkedIn is very apt. From modulating metal to molding men, right? And this leads us to a question which you mentioned earlier. You've done your BE in metallurgical engineering, and today you're the CHRO. You've been CHROs and held HR positions, whereas you've also been involved in business development, which is very diverse. So can you elaborate and give us a little insight on that?
So see, let me first of all tell you about the tagline. So, as a metallurgical engineer, I have produced ferroalloys and cast iron, and I was actually through foundry route. I also molded the metal, as they say. Okay, and then, I moved to finally in the HR domain, where my job was basically to shape people's belief, people's values, and help them to become their best version, so to speak. And how did I do that? So in metallurgy, we say that, metallurgy's job is to remove the gangue materials from the iron ore and then finally produce the iron. That is how, in human resource parlance, my job has been to remove the dirt in form of irrelevant belief system from the mind of people, and thereby help them know what they are sitting on and who they can become. So this has been journey of molding metal to molding man, so to speak. Yeah.
Right. I actually think you can write a book on that because the title is very apt.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Sure, one day I will certainly write.
Definitely. Now, you've also kept the learning constant. You're a professional certified coach. You've got your 5 certification. You execute, your executive education is from Michigan Ross, HR leadership programs, and Six Sigma Belt certification too. Uh, what's the motivation behind them? What's the reason you've got so many certifications, or how has that happened?
Right. So, as I mentioned to you, life has been like, punctuated disruption, so to speak. And every time when I was given the completely new opportunity, though initially I was hesitant to accept, but then I submitted myself to the university of life, as they say. And I said to myself that nothing doing, I will learn this thing and I will improve myself. So I consider that as a blessing in disguise, as an opportunity for me. And I have been throughout very humble. The reason being that every time when I was given new opportunity, I was completely into a new realm, so to speak. Okay, right. I was not knowing much. So my approach has been always to learn from everybody, from everything. I learned from my junior folks. I learned from the suppliers, the customers. I learned from books and videos. Okay, and the learning can happen only through humility, so to speak. So that is what I try to maintain throughout.
Right. And I still believe you're a constant learner.
Of course, yes.
You're learning every day. True. Now, looking back at your illustrious career, would you have done anything differently than what you've done till date?
Well, so let me tell you, I had a very strong, actually, inclination to become a novelist and a poet. I used to write, compose poetry in my childhood days, yes.
Amazing.
So if I would have not grown in this professional line, then I would have certainly become poet or novelist.
Interesting. So the metallurgical engineer is still a poet today. He's not lost
Of
anywhere.
course, yes. So let me tell you that, recently actually I fulfilled my cherished dream of publishing my poetry book finally.
Interesting.
The book's name is Antar Man Ki 21 Dhune.
Okay.
It is in
And the book is about?
The book is about, it is compilation of the poetries basically, but every poem has historical background, so to speak.
Interesting.
So I have written poetry on the basis of Plato's allegory, Jashankar Prasad's Kamaini, and so on and so forth.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's been some time that the book has been published, or it's a recent publish?
I mean, you can say recent only.
Recent. Interesting. Well, thank you so much for giving us a quick insight into your professional journey. Very extensive, and I'm sure a lot of learning from there has come.
Yeah.
Thank you.